Hey, how you guys doing? You enjoying Starfield? I hope you're avoiding all the review bombs and all the freaking background noise of people going, I'll feed you later. Anyway, the point so even though I love Starfield, it is not without its errors, problems. And the two most requested mods I've heard have been vehicles and loading screens. And I'm thinking, okay, when we get the tools, or do we need the tools, how will we be able to fix this? And that got me thinking about prior conversations I've had with wonderful mod authors and what mods are out there right now that are almost directly related to what we want in Starfield. So I want to see how they did it and what third-party tools they needed to create it. Because that's going to help us get some insight on how long it should be before we can expect, let's say, a land speeder, right? How long you'll expect before we have open world neon, or is it possible to do land to atmosphere flight? Well, that's what I'm hoping I'll be able to answer. And that's going to be the first part of the video. The second part, I kind of just wanted to have a little chat with people interested into getting into modding. Because I'm a novice myself, and I jumped into a large team about 7-8 months ago. And it's been wonderful, and I've learned a lot. I have a lot more to learn. But I think I have some insights for you, especially this is a brand new IP. Modding is fresh, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. So if you're interested in that and interested in modding, or you're just curious about that aspect of it, stick around to the end. So without further ado, let's be on our way. So I think all of us saw this one coming, but the first vehicle we were going to get was going to be an endless jetpack. So basically now we can just fly around like Iron Man, not worrying about our AP, oxygen, CO2, whatever, the jetpack fuel. So that is already done, and it's done by, I'm going to say his name wrong, but Ixion18. This guy's pretty awesome. He does Constellation, a true RPG, the, what is it called? Collections. One of my favorite role-playing collections for Skyrim. Not only that, he is also a mod author who's done a bunch of mods. So he's able to patch collections, and so he makes a very professional product. So check that out if you want to go and do some high, we just learned this. High sci-fi. No, high fantasy. I'm high. I'm not. Don't do drugs, kids. Cut here. All right, so we have that. We have an endless jetpack, which is a great fix. But what we really want is some vehicles on the ground. And Todd even said he thought about it, but then he was like, nah, it's cool. Thanks, Todd. But luckily, I've asked mod authors such as Flashy Joe, King Gath, and Ghost Faces, and they've all been very positive about what it'll take to get vehicles in the game. Ghost Faces, he actually made a mod where you ride a Deathclaw. I'm going to put a little clip here so you can see it, because it's just, I mean, who doesn't want a cute Deathclaw? Yeah, he's adorable. And King Gath pointed out that there's already vehicles in the game. Sure, they may be flying around, but they need a driver. They need to go forward. They need to turn. They have passengers. So we're almost there. We just have to deal with PlanetSide and the gravity. So here's a mod that has vehicles inside the Creation Kit engine. And this mod does more than just vehicles. It's a huge DLC. It's created by Matt Control and his team. So if you like Fallout New Vegas and you want a massive amount of content, if you haven't already, go ahead and play it. But the reason we're looking at his mod in particular is because he does have vehicles. And we want to know the requirements. What he needed to have vehicles driving around. And what it comes down to is all the requirements are all versions of Script Extender, which is good news for us because Script Extender has been released. It's insane. Ian Patt, he's the one who does Script Extender, not just for Starfield, but he does it for all of them. Fallout 4, Skyrim, Skyrim Special Edition, and Fallout 3. He is the script extending man. And he's already released it, September 3rd. It blows my mind, right? So that's one box that we have checked to get vehicles implemented into it. Okay, so script extender, check. Now, we may need another script extender that gives us more functionality. Script extenders are basically more tools for developers, allow them to do more things within the engine. We're also going to need a way to place those vehicles. And usually the creation kit is the way you do that. That's how you can create buildings, place characters, do dialogue. Well, Xedit, you can also do dialogue. You can do a lot of things with Xedit, but placing is a necessity. So unfortunately, I think there's more clever people than me out there, but we're going to need Creation Kit 2 to actually implement those vehicles. It doesn't mean that we can't get the animation running. It doesn't mean that we can't get the models of the vehicles. We can have just about everything set up for it, but the actual placement and implementation in the game, I think we're going to need Creation Kit 2, maybe Xedit. Good news on the Xedit front is that El Minster, he's the one who's created Xedit for all the prior Bethesda games. He is working on it for Starfield right now. I don't know the timeline, but I think there's a very early build out for it. It's just something I read on Reddit, but it's Reddit. But I do know that it is in development. So there's some good news. Finally, on this topic of videos, I reached out to Flashy Joe, another well-known mod author, about what he thinks it'll take and how long it'll take to get vehicles implemented. I'm just going to directly quote him. We have an updated BA2 extractor, so we can get into the BA2s now. From there, we need the CK, NIF scope, 3ds Max, and whatever tool is used to make behaviors, and then we'll be good. Give it about 6-12 months, and we should see something then. So, I'm leaning towards the 6 months. All right, the one that bothers me the most, and a lot of you, and that's the loading screens and the freaking constantly going into the menu. We got to find a way around that. So I've been thinking hard of what we can do and trying to look at other mods that deal with that same issue, because it's not just a Starfield problem. It's been a Bethesda issue, and that's because there's so much going on in the game. I get it. I really do. But we need to find a way to lessen it, right? Take care of the loading bloat. Sounds like loading bloat is something that needs a special medication you'd see at late night TV. Do you suffer from loading bloat? Well, try new Load and Bloat Free. May cause anal leakage, eye bleeding, and possible assassination of cartoon characters. I know we're not going to get Star Citizen level of, simulation going straight from the top through the atmosphere, going down to the planet, getting out and walking without a loading screen. It's a Bethesda game. It's not going to happen. But there is things we can do, and there's things that have been done. So let me take you over here to Arthmore. Arthmore is the creator of Open City Skyrim. It does exactly what it says. All the city doors are open. So you just walk on through and bam, you can be like, hey, Jarl, you got a dragon for me to kill for the 1,000th time because of destiny. Dragonborn. Well, you can do that. And how does that relate? Well, look at Neon. Neon, we have the different sides and sectors. If we can just cut down those doors so that we can walk the entire platform without a single loading screen, that alone would make Neon feel so much smoother. It's a great city, don't get me wrong, but a loading screen will take you out of that. So if we can make the individual city as open as possible, that's going to make the game feel larger. And he wrote this little ERP about FPS. Open City Skyrim should not produce a significant change in your frame rates and performance. Due to the liberal use of occultation planes in the mod, the game will not render anything on the opposite side of the city walls in any given location. So your viewing content will be limited to roughly what you'd see if you were in the closed city world spaces. The closed city world space system was not devised by Bethesda to improve frame rates. It was devised to conserve system memory on the Xbox 360 and PS3. You are playing on a PC, or at least legally speaking, you ought to be anyway. Not quite sure where that one is. Anyone who insists that this mod is a frame rate destroyer is already experiencing other problems with their game. Do keep in mind, Skyrim is not one of those silly shooters that requires 60 FPS at all times in order to be playable. Dropping from 60 to 55 would go absolutely unnoticed. Even playing with 30 to 40 frames would go unnoticed to those folks who keep those dumb little indicators running while they play. Who hurt you? If you're seeing a massive frame rate drop, point the finger somewhere else. This mod is absolutely not the cause of your problems. I know this may seem harsh, but this sort of disinformation was rampant with the Oblivion mod and wasn't true then either. And absolutely will not stand for the sort of disinformation being spread now either. There you have it. So what I was also thinking for world space when you're in space was you have like a mini grav drive. We call it a skip. You know, copyright pending. But you would actually get closer, like it would just do the little quick grav jump, and you would be really close to the planet you're pointing at. So if it's a moon, the moon would basically take up your whole screen. And then you would be in a new world space. And when it feel like it'll feel like you're still a part of the whole universe there. But you would be closer to the planet and you'd be ready for landing. And then you can do a landing sequence where you go down to the planet, and we need some other load screen. If we can have a way of it going, maybe like the heat shield kicks on and so you can't see through the window, then it opens up and you're at the top of the atmosphere of the planet, so you can actually see yourself coming from that position down and then landing. I think that would help create a smoother transition. I don't know. There's going to be a ton of great ideas out there. Leave down below what ideas you have to cut down on some of these screens. So I also wanted to point out this mod, Personal Craftable Vertibirds by Wintermute AI, because I think this could be a really ingenious way to take care of some ground travel and to keep it feeling like one continuous space. So let's say you're on the planet, your ship's there, and you go, oh, I want to go to this location over there. I can't fast travel yet because I haven't been there, but maybe I can set a path for my ship to either autopilot or someone on your crew can fly. And it will wait for you to get into the bay, and it'll go and it'll fly to it. Leave the hatch open so you can jump out when you're at that location, or it will land right next to it. And I think this would be a really smooth way of keeping it all there. Not a loading screen, not a quick jump menu. And it could be kind of fun. If your guy goes over it, people are shooting at you, and you can just jump out on them and jetpack your way down. Total bounty hunter moment. I don't know. That's my idea. So we've touched a little bit about loading screens for your ship going to a planet, and also loading screens while on the planet, ways to kind of mitigate that down, and also opening up cities. But there's one more place I think we can have it to make it feel larger, and that's letting us go outside our ship. I think Bethesda didn't open up the ship so you can fly around it because there was no game loops that they had implemented. And I say this because there's no gravity, right? 0G, they already have that taken care of. The back hatch opens up, no problem. You have a EV suit with thrusters. So there's really no reason why you can't be out your ship other than there's nothing to do. So I would like to see gameplay loops associated. I wrote down some. I got, where did I put it? Oh, like ship repairs, maybe on hardcore, salvaging wrecks, prospecting asteroids to find rare resources, or maybe even there's secret cave bases and some large asteroids out there. Just little gameplay loops that would give you a reason to actually get outside of your ship. And how I envision it working, at least what I think would be the quickest way, is you already have a loading screen to go down into your cargo bay. So as soon as that loading screen goes and you walk down the ladder, you're in 0G. So that's the moment where now there's no gravity and you can just kind of boost outside your ship. And then from there, you can do whatever you're going to do, whether it's salvaging. Maybe when you blow up a ship, you can only get a special salvage if you literally get out of your ship, like a personal item, kind of like Star Citizen. There's a million different gameplay loops that are out there. And I don't know, what are some fun gameplay loops you want to see? Me, I think broken down alien-esque ships stealing very expensive alien eggs.
The first rule of space travel, kids, is always check out distress beacons. 9 out of 10 times, it's a ship full of dead aliens and a bunch of free shit!
So as you might have guessed, for all these mods and mods in the future, we're really waiting on Xedit. We have already script extender. There's probably going to be more script extenders. And really the CK. Whenever CK2 drops, that's when we can start getting a lot of companion things going. New settlers, new followers, new employees. That's when I can start doing my own mod, right? Okay, so now that's the first part of the video. If you like this type of thing where we kind of hypothesize when we might see a wanted mod, well, let me know what wanted mods you're thinking about. There's a ton. People have want all sorts of things, and of course, and judging by we already have over 1,000 mods, you're probably going to see some version of what you want. Now, the second part is for modders or people just interested in the modding community and some things. I don't know. I don't know what your hobbies are, but hey, let's move on. Hello, modders. I'm Shiloh. I'm a Novice modder. I work on Sim Settlements. I've been lucky enough to talk to many other wonderful modders who know way more than I do and have given me advice and also the audience advice, of course. So, one thing, don't wait. You don't have to wait for the CK. There's Fallout 4 right there with tons of guides that are all going to be applicable to when CK2 drops. If you don't believe me, Eleonora, she's a very famous modder. She just got hired by Bethesda, and she has been working on placing static items all over the universe inside of Starfield. You know, she didn't know CK2 until she got hired, and it was obviously easy enough for her to transfer over her skills to the new platform, right? And all the Bethesda employees had to transfer over too. So, jump on, download Sim Settlements, take all those Sim Settlements, you know, chapter 2, chapter 3, and mod on top of that. Create a settler, copy another one, change the name, put in your own dialogue. You can speak dialogue directly into it. You don't have to get fancy with it, and get something out there. You don't have to post it or anything, but you just create a character. And don't worry, King Gath is one of the biggest proponents for sharing mod resources, so you're not going to get in trouble there. Of course, give him credit if that's how you do end up learning how to mod. But just go out and play. There's tons of opportunities, and even more so, there's tons of mods going on right now. Sky Oblivion, you know, Fallout New London. I don't know if they're looking for new people right now. They could be. And all the other giant mods that are going on right now, and also smaller mods. They're still doing Skyrim. You have plenty of opportunities to jump in right now and get a little bit of a head start before CK2 drops. So, tip number 1. Tip number 2, stay away from the overhauls. The big, epic Star Wars overhaul or the big Mass Effect overhaul. Look, I'm drawn to them too. And I've thought about it because I wanted to join for X4 Foundations. I want to join, I still kind of do, the Star Wars complete overhaul. And that's taken how many years? And it's still not done? Not even close? What about Fallout 4? How many total overhauls are there right now? Right? They're all being worked on. The closest one we got coming is Fallout New London, which should be coming out this end of this year. And that's rare. Sim Settlements is rare. These big mods are very rare. Sim Settlements did it by having chapters, right? Small goalpost that they can go ahead and, hey, got this done, get it out and released, get people's feedback. If they enjoy it, it's like a little shot of espresso for your next round going into chapter 2. Small little goalpost, especially for new modders. You guys are a resource. I'm a resource. Of course, veterans are a resource. If you're being held down on some grand project that is, you know, run you 2 years and there's nothing to show for it, well, maybe the community just lost a modder. People get burned out. And I just don't want to see the community going that way right out the gates. There's no need to. If you want a Star Wars total overhaul, start by making lightsabers. Start by getting a whole planet that you can make close to Yavin 4. Get the temples down there. Do something fun that you can have a payoff, and then maybe at the end of the road, if you're with a group of people doing Star Wars themed mods, you can start to tie them into a bigger overarching narrative. But small bites, right? Pretty simple. Okay, the tip 3 I kind of already touched on, but I was saying that you guys as potential mod authors or, mod employees, your resources, you're valuable. It's free time that you're putting out there to do something amazing. Just want to see you guys use it wisely. Make a small mod. Make a mod that you click on food and you can eat it instantly. People would love you right out the gates, right? And so now you have some motivation to learn more about modding and to put in a little bit bigger of a mod. There's no need to rush. And this ties into number 4. Now, when I say stay away from big mod overhauls, I don't mean groups. Groups are a great way to learn modding, and that's how I'm learning, is being a part of a group. They help have kind of like little deadlines. You get together, you can ask questions. I wouldn't know crap if I didn't join a group. I tried to learn Skyrim by myself, and that's just huge mistake for how I learn. Now, other people like Flashy Joe, they're lone wolves. They just pick up things and they want to do it all. Great. If you're that way, well, this tip's really hard for you. But join some group that has, I don't want to say notoriety, but if it's a mod author who's done any mod before, he wants to create a little team together to put something into Starfield, that may be a good idea. But, is it someone who has the modding ability, or is it someone who's just kind of dreaming up grand ideas and has no experience? These are things you got to watch out for, because in the end, this is your time you're investing. And even though these are free and everyone says I'm doing mods, I do them for myself, but sure, you have to enjoy what you're doing. You're creating a product. It's not a product that's selling, but it's a product that's getting your talents out there, right? Like an open mic night. You're just sharing your ability with other people, and you'd love for them to clap. It's a good feeling. We're doing this for something. You'd be lying to yourself if you said, "Oh no, I don't care what anybody thinks." It's just not true. But where the hell was I going with that? You can also create a group. If you are a novice and you have a bunch of friends who just want to learn, really do, get together, create little projects. Say, hey, you make this asset, you make the skin, I'll do the audio, I'll write the dialogue, and you make a small little mod. And you all contributed into, and you all learn something, and you have something you can put out there and produce. Get critiqued, see what people liked, see what you would do next time better. And then as you do this, you can branch out and create a bigger mod, because you guys are all confident in your abilities. That's what I'm doing on my Discord, and my ideas for going into Starfield is we're all going to have our own individual projects, but we're going to try to funnel it towards one goal. I think that's going to be a good way to start, to have little goalposts. I mean, really, that same advice goes for life too. Start small, go big. Sure took me a lot to say that. Okay, next one. I really think this one is the most important. Don't rush yourself. Don't feel like you have to be rushed. It's not going anywhere. I've said this before, Skyrim is still very much being modded. Oblivion is still very much being modded. I didn't get into modding for Skyrim, and I fell behind on it because I felt my skills were too bad and I didn't have enough time to produce something when people would still be playing the game. This is a Bethesda game. This is their only space game. This is an opportunity that no other space game really has right now, where you can create a whole new way to play space, a whole new lore, there's just so much in there. And I would hate for you guys to just think, I don't have the skills, I can't do it, it's going to take me forever to learn this. It's not. Just find good people, ask questions, get out there. I'm always shy and I don't like being stupid and putting myself out there. Mainly the reason why I finally got onto YouTube at being 38 is because I don't want to get up here and say something stupid and have some a-hole comment. But, you know, what's the other alternative? You don't do what you want? Well, so that's my final tip. Just do it because you love it. Don't worry about how long it takes you, because before you know it, you'll have a mod out there and there's going to be people who love it and it's going to last for many, many years. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you for watching all the way through. I know this is kind of an odd video. I'm not trying to harass mod authors right now. I did ask for their initial takes and I'll have a video just to get what they think. But I'm not asking them for interviews until they've played the game for many, many hours, probably starting next month. And if you want to get any more updates or you have questions, go ahead and go to the Discord link and come on by. Great group of people. It's a little quiet right now because I think we're all freaking playing Starfield, which as soon as I'm done editing this video, that's where I'm going to be. So stay safe, guys, and mod reckless.
Oh yeah, distress beacon! Oh yeah, baby!